This is my first time using my new GoPro, and we are at Cleburne State Park. We're just gonna go do a few miles. Hot as shit, but we're gonna do it. Alright. Today, since it's so hot, got 1/2 liter filled with ice. Full pack with 2 1/2 liters. Got some liquid IV in both of those bottles. And then I believe it's a 2 liter bladder filled with ice and water in here. So we'll see how all that goes. Get it all set up. Pack, bladder, shoes, everything. We'll be using the chest rig to hold the GoPro today. So we'll see how all this goes. We're gonna do a little bit of jogging and hiking. Nothing too crazy today. Gonna start right over here. So without further ado, we'll see how it goes. It's already pretty hot. I'm trying to keep my heart rate pretty controlled. It's a little bit tougher whenever you're going over a bunch of trees and shit, but we make it work. Not sure how many miles we're gonna do today. Originally planned for 4, but we'll see how the run takes us. It's a little overgrown. Ugh. Had a really mild first bit of summer with lots of rain, if you can't tell how green it is. And you'll have to see, usually when I come here, this never has water in it. Not like this. It's usually pretty dry. But it's nice. Maybe if I get too hot, I'm just gonna lay down right there. This is a pretty new addition this year too. Used to have some rocks there. After we get past this little bit of stretch, it's probably one of my least favorite little climbs. I mean, nothing bad, just it's kind of like a fuck you climb. So we'll probably hike up that one so I don't get too crazy too fast. And I honestly don't even know if the GoPro is picking up anything I'm saying. Heart rate's already a little high, but we'll slow it down. It's probably picking up all the ice sloshing around all in the bladder. Hold on. I'm gonna get this on video a little bit. Usually don't go this way, but for the sake of the video, let's show. Pretty cool. Came from down there a ways. We're going up there a ways. When we get up here, I'll show you a little more. Probably gonna have a few detours on this little trip. I don't know why I hate this uphill so much, but I do. Just gotta hike it. I'll give y'all some views along the way too. So we're gonna be circling this lake today. So that's our plan. It's kind of what you're looking at. Nothing too crazy. Off the green. I don't know if y'all can see that. Lots of fossils on this trail. I'm gonna pour a little bit of ice water on my head. It's all frozen together. Good stuff. Definitely not going for speed today. Just kind of wanting to enjoy it a little bit. It's nice. There's a pretty good portion of this trail that's shaded, so that's not bad. So this first mile on this trail is probably the most uphill, like constantly, that this whole trail will be. So right now I'm running counterclockwise around the lake. When you go clockwise, there's a hill. It's called the Hill of Death. It's kind of bad. But this way, that one just lasts longer. It's not as steep as what we just came up back over, but it just lasts longer. So, depending on whether you run clockwise or counterclockwise, each one has its own pros and cons, essentially. There's definitely a lot of ups and downs in this whole trail, but it's just because you're crossing creeks and streams and other things that are feeding into the lake. But boy, is it hot right now. My heart rate is way too high. So you probably, up here there's a little cutoff that you can gotta go to the lake a little bit. We'll go do that. We'll probably hike that whole one. Let the heart rate get back under control. And then we'll continue on. Should have enough water for the amount of miles that I'm doing. But it is awfully hot. Yeah. All right. Here's the path down to the lake on this side. We're just gonna take it easy. Right now my watch is telling me we are 0.8 miles into our endeavor. By the time we get back up to the trail, it'll probably be about a mile total. It's a scorcher. Little backstory. I've had heat exhaustion, borderline heat stroke on 3 separate occasions out on this trail. But in general, so me and the heat don't get along too well. So I like to take it easier during the summer because it is not my friend. And here's the lake. Not bad at all. So not too bad. I don't know what can be seen and what can't be seen right now, but there's kind of a little dock over there. You can fish this lake. It's not very popular, I don't think. I haven't seen a lot of fishermen. But over there's kayaks and tubers, a bunch of other stuff over there. That's where I guess the store is. You can go in there and get some stuff. I think they sell some ice cream in a vending machine. I've hit that up once or twice. So, no, really not bad. I am very tempted to just jump in here, but then I get soaked, and that's not good for the rest of the run. So, we're gonna go back up the hill, get back onto the trail. My watch, not sure what you can and can't see, it's telling me it's 94 degrees right now. So, we're gonna keep going, and it's supposed to just get hotter, but we do have shade, which is a nice thing. So we're gonna get back up this hill. Like I said, this is my first time using this GoPro, so hopefully footage isn't super bouncy, super loud, super annoying, all of the above. So I really got no way to check it right now either, unless I take it off the mount that it's on. So we're just gonna keep hoping all is good. It says it has about 5 hours of battery, but I'm expecting to be done. Total length, probably an hour and a half. Woohoo! It's a little slick. I think this is going to end up being more of a hike today, with some jogging on the downhills. So I've got some liquid IV in the lemon lime flavor, and boy is it tart. You feel it in the back of your tongue real good. And we're back to the main trail. All right, let's just jog these downhills. You're probably going to see me get slower and slower as this hike goes on. I usually average probably 240 foot of vert on my runs. This one's probably going to be double that in about the same distance. I usually try to run about 3 miles or so. My average 3 mile run, usually about the same place, anywhere between 200 and 250 foot of elevation gain throughout the whole run. This one, I can't remember honestly, but it's gonna be at least double that with all the ups and downs. It's not like we're going straight up. There are definitely downhills too, and we're gonna end up at the same elevation we started, but for total elevation gain, it should be at least 500. And also, I haven't run this trail probably, shoot, it's been at least 6 months. And so with all these rocks, all this climbs, this one usually gets my calves the day after, but nothing too bad. Also depends how far hard I'm pushing myself too. I did a 15K trail race here last year. It was my first anything over a 5K really to do, and boy, it sucked at the end. We're not on that trail today, but they've got a trail. It's got a ton of switchbacks. And you feel like you're running in circles and that you're not getting anywhere. My mind just tells me that that's the worst thing ever. I like knowing that I'm getting somewhere, but on that trail it has a bunch of switchbacks in dense woods like this, and so you're just running like zigzags in the woods, and you know you're not getting anywhere. So mentally that's hard to prep for. I kind of hate that. I'd rather just see me walking or gaining in a straight line. So, but this one, like I said, is a loop, so it's really not bad. We kind of like the loop. Woo-hoo. Ankle. And we're just kind of going at a pace whether it feels comfortable at the moment. So, I've only been doing this kind of activity. I mean, I've always hiked and stuff like that, but I've only been to trail racing and trail running for probably the past 2 years. Kind of after my first son was born, I was like, quit being lazy as fuck and go do something. And this is what I settled on. So, still very much a newbie. But I did sign up for a 100-mile race here in November. Not here, but in the area. So that'll be fun. The 50K I did last year was the same course, but this time I'm going for the 100 miles. Slow and steady is gonna finish that race. Furthest I've gone to date is about 35 miles. So to go to 100, that's a doozy. I've got another, say, 5 months, 4.5. but we're just gonna keep chugging along. They call this little section of the trail Coyote Run. Don't ask me why, but I'm sure you could use the context clues. If you want a little bit of tidbits, the prickly pear cactus is what this is showing. They are all over the place. It's definitely a warm one today. These little shade breaks are nice. Woo! Poured that down my back. That was cold. I don't know if you can tell how sweaty I am already. We are currently 1.55 miles into this. I want to say it's probably another 3. I've done enough, I should know, but I usually don't go this way a whole lot. Whew, I think I'm getting water on the camera. Oops. I really don't have much to wipe off either, so hopefully it's not bad. Yeah, that ladder's awfully loud. You need to start drinking that water. Get that empty first. 'Cause man, that sucker's probably in y'all's ears. The only thing about the shade is there is no breeze. And it's so green. So it is so humid in these little fucking covers. Another little feeder creek. We'll probably have to get our shoes dirty, or not dirty, but wet up here when we cross another one. Unless someone's piled some rocks up. It's about a 50-50 shot, to be honest. So this little trail takes you to some campgrounds and kind of a parking lot area over by the lake. But we're already almost halfway around the lake, so at this point you just got to send it. You can't turn around here. We're 1.88 miles in, so we got a little bit longer to go before we get halfway. But the other half of this, I feel like is a lot more downhill than this side. Yeah. I also get like next to none on the service on my phone here, so I always got to make sure I load my music on Spotify before I get here, or else it'll be a really long silent run. Uh-oh. Had a bee coming at me. I call this the meadow. And it's blistering out here. That's sun. Phone still says 94. It's feeling like a little hotter than that. We're officially at 2 miles. We're averaging about 16 minutes a mile. So I originally wanted to just do about 15, but we're just gonna take what it gives us, which is totally fine. Gotta be realistic, right? In all honesty, the fastest I've done this trail, it's probably averaging only like 9.5 minutes. And I was in a lot better shape then. Kind of go up and down. It's kind of like a seesaw on my fitness abilities. Summer's usually a pretty big down. It's really hard to get motivated. Let's get out in the sun and heat. Especially because I am prone to heat exhaustion. And then I just feel like I'm not doing enough because my times are slower. It just gets me a little discouraged. But hey, come fall, it'll be what it really is. So, I do have a treadmill
in my garage. But if you know anything, when it's 100 degrees outside, my garage is just as hot and stagnant. So it's really not that much better. So I do put a porta-cooler in there and put that sucker on, but then you're just in a swamp because the humidity that thing makes cools you off a little bit, but breathing gets harder. Whew. Sorry on all the spitting. It's kind of my go-to thing. I like the early onset of cotton mouth maybe, but I'm over salivating at the moment. Gonna have to drink this very tart lemon lime liquid IV, and I keep getting bit by fucking horseflies. I guess I should run faster and they wouldn't be able to catch me. We'll give her a little jog up here. 2. Currently I'm listening to, call it my chill mix. Woohoo! Right there. It's very slow, very methodical music. It keeps me, usually keeps my heart rate lower. Doesn't get me too amped. Woo. We've also had like records amount of rain probably the last 2 months, off and on. But when it rains, man, it rains 3-4 inches at a time, so it has just obliterated things. And here we are at the end of June. Things usually wouldn't be this green, but they are right now, thanks to all that rain. And I honestly don't even know if I'm gonna post this video or where I would post this video. I don't have YouTube or anything like that. But if I get back to the house, look it over and it's not crap, I might do a long format and a short format, just of little tidbits. Never edited a video either, so we'll see how that goes. Sure, I can watch YouTube videos how to upload a YouTube video, right? Or how to edit a video. That's a problem for later me. Right now we're in the moment. Darling. Whoop, 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 whoop. Got some more campgrounds over here, or RV sites. I don't know which. I've never actually stayed here. I live too close to. It's really neat to do that. I'm less than a 10-minute drive from here. So it's kind of my go-to if I want to get out on the trail instead of the hills around my house. This and Dinosaur Valley State Park, that one's great too. I'm surprised I've only really seen one person on the trail so far today. But I guess it is midday and super hot, which is understandable. Currently got some Shabuzi playing in my ears. Some good stuff. Wish you could feel how humid it is here right now in this little spot. Whew. Ooh, I got a nice little breeze right now. Get some dogs barking. Man, like this right here is perfect. That breeze is coming through here right now. I could like lay down and take a nap right here and not even know it's 95 degrees outside. Oh. So there's another trail on the, on like the bottom side of the dam, which I would call like on the inside of this loop. But it's like this the whole way, but it is very thick. Oh my gosh. I haven't been here since they built this. Remember earlier when I said we're probably gonna have to get our shoes wet? Not, woohoo! Diving board. Got some fish. Oh my gosh, that feels so nice. That's very cool water. You know what we're gonna do? Hopefully I don't get no brain-eating amoeba doing this. Dry that off a little bit. I highly recommend bucket hats in the heat. They're great. Whew. So it feels good. Doesn't smell the best. My hat now because of the water. But it does a job cooling you down. That was nice. Nice little break there. All right, let's give it a little bit of a jog here. So this way, as you can tell, is just more campsites, but we go this way, it just kind of skirts around it. Keeps you in the woods instead of running on the road. We're not a road runner around here. We don't like those guys. Nah. Only because I'm not fast enough. Oh. So, I bought this camera, this GoPro, take with me to Colorado when I go up there. And then when my wife saw the box come from Amazon, she's like, "Did you buy that for when you're running?" I'm like, "I didn't, but now I am." I didn't even think about it. But here we are. Oh, duck. All right, so after we, like, it's kind of a straightaway right here. We're gonna go uphill here, and then we're kind of gonna hit the corner of the state park, and then we're gonna go almost down the fence line. This trail kind of follows the fence line, give or take a little bit, of the state park itself. If you can't tell, the fence line's right there. Private property on the other side. These are always fun, just to get up these. You know, I've never done poles, but for my 100-mile race, it's kind of similar to this type of terrain. I'm 1,000% gonna invest in some poles, Just try to save my legs a little bit. Whew. My water's still cold, which is nice. Kind of brings your internal temperature down a little bit every time you take a swig. It probably actually doesn't, but I like to think that at least, because it feels that way. So we're about 45 minutes into this and 2.7 miles. Taking our sweet time. And I kind of decided to do this last minute. I mentally prepared for this for probably about 30 minutes before I did it. Not that you really have to mentally prepare, but it's kind of a spur of the moment thing. Here's basically the corner of the park. And we're gonna go uphill a little bit, get to the high point-ish, and then it'll be net downhill from there. I think technically it's net downhill from here, but you do have a couple climbs still. You know, I'm kind of glad that there's nobody on this trail. They're not like, man, why is this guy talking to himself? He's a little loony. He might be a little loony, but we can keep that to ourselves. So this would be a nice little jog trail or jog section that I should be jogging on, but I'm kind of not about that right now. I haven't been able to keep my heart rate low, but it is what it is. This run is fueled on a Jimmy John's sandwich and a Dr. Pepper. Shout out Jimmy John's. I guess I can't even technically call this a run. I'm not even averaging 4 miles an hour. Speed walk. Man, that is some tart lemon lime liquid IV. I usually water that stuff down pretty good so it's not as tart, but I figured I would probably need the full effect of it today. And I am getting the full effect of it in the back of my mouth. That's for sure. Just ignore the big old tank. I like to think it's a water tank, but I really have no idea. I think it is a water tank. All right. I think this is the highest point on this half of the trail. So, you know what that means. Like this pace right here on this slide downhill is actually really nice. And we're officially 3 miles in. So this trail is going to be, I think, almost 4.5 miles. I have about 1.5 miles left, unless I decide to do the extra mile loop that you can do at the end of it. But we're kind of going to see what the time's looking like and all that other fun stuff. Woo! Yeah, if you're not paying attention to these, have fun. Been lucky enough not to eat it on these trails. I mean, I've definitely stumbled, don't get me wrong, but as in knockout, drag out, belly on the floor. Yeah, no, I haven't done that. It's because I have cat-like reflexes. Oh! Yeehaw! Trying not to get those thorny vines on me. But I have a feeling it's gonna get a little thick right here. Might be getting into some. Maybe not. Man, this is a welcomed addition. These little crossovers. Those are nice. And I'm getting bit by horseflies still. You would think they would have some horses to go pester. Instead of little old me. Ouch. I was reading a text on my watch. Wasn't paying attention. Back to being humid in these bottoms where it's thick. Do we worry about poison ivy? No, we don't. We just keep trucking. Alright, this hill kind of sucks right now. Ooh. Sorry, I'm singing my tunes in my ear. Water break. I always spit out the first swig out of the bladder because it's whatever's sitting in the straw gets super hot, obviously. Good stuff. Got a case of the burps right now. I drank, I think, too much liquid before I got here because I was worried it was too hot. And so my belly is like sloshy. Make me feel bloated and burp. I'm definitely gonna have chiggers on my legs after this run. I keep calling it a run, but we both know that's not exactly what's going on here. That was just a momentum jog right there. Started tripping, so I just went with it. Whew. Man, it's like a different world when you get into these bottoms. It just gets so humid, and the air feels like it's 100 pounds. Here we are. Nice little creek. This definitely smells like a creek. And good old tart stuff. So I've always thought about what these little grooves are in here. I think the only conclusion I've come up with is either whenever they were first marking the trail or possibly water flow. But now that I said that out loud, I don't think either of those are right. Whew. Having some yawns now. You can tell I'm getting a little bit tired, more tired. I guess because I'm a little less talkative. But there's not really a whole lot going on right now, besides basically following a fence line back down to almost the original trailhead. See, and here's this cut in the rock again. That's what made me think it was like drainage, maybe, so it wouldn't erode as fast. I don't know. Woo! Helps to have really flimsy ankles on a trail like this. Oy! A little bit of bushwhacking. Yeah. Hoo-yah! This one kind of sucks too. Hey. Whoop. 3.78 miles currently, in case you were wondering. An hour and 3 minutes into it. So if my math is mathin', we're probably averaging 3.75 miles an hour. Woohoo! Which is like a, I would consider it a brisk walk. just try to sit in my saddle on these downhills. I don't know how else to consider that. So we crossed this road at the very beginning of this, but it's up there a good ways. Not a good ways, a little bit. So we'll get back there eventually. Kind of looks like it's been washed out a little bit. Ouch. Hit my head. This would be really nice to be jogging on. It's like the easy jog parts of this trail. Just currently not feeling it today. Maybe we can get up here to this bend. Gotta hype myself up, you know. Not that I'm necessarily dying, just trying to stay controlled. I mean, shit, my heart rate's under 150 right now. Whew, back to being humid with no breeze. Still sweating. You could really gain some ground right here if you're running this compared to all the other topography here. So we're just gonna keep our brisk walk going. Currently at 4.22 miles. There is light at the end of the tunnel. We're averaging just under 16.5 minutes per mile, according to my watch, Apple Watch Ultra. I'm debating on a Garmin. Heard they're a little bit more accurate. So maybe for my 100-mile race, I'm gonna get one, because this watch battery only lasts typically less than 24 hours for me. So charge it every night. All right, now just a little bit back to the truck. It's literally just right on the other side of these trees. Should we jog it? Jog it in? Jog it in, jog it in. Oh, there's a deer right there. I don't know if y'all caught that. Whoop. And we made it back. And the crowd goes wild. Just to prove it, we started right there. So that is all, folks. We're back at the truck. 4.37 miles, 71 minutes. So that's what my watch tells me anyway. So we'll see how this footage ends up. If it's good, I'll try to post it somewhere. If not, it's just for me.